Welcome back to Cheddar's Opening Bell. This year has shaped the future of workplaces forever. The pandemic devastated global economies and shifted what people care about when it comes to their jobs. A new report from Glassdoor looks to 2021 to predict the top 5 trends we're going to likely see unfold in the next year. And here to help break down what we can expect is Glassdoor's chief economist, Dr. Andrew Chamberlain. Great to have you on this morning. You point out in your report that while office life may return, work from home is likely here to stay. Is this something that employees want? What are some of the pros and the cons of continuing remote work, even if we get a vaccine?
Most employees today are grateful that they're able to work from home during a pandemic. But if you survey employees, most people are eager to return to the office at least part-time. So what's likely to happen is once a vaccine becomes available, many of us will head back to the office, especially senior level employees who understand how important it is to be in the office and be able to have soft influence on senior leadership, those casual conversations over lunch and coffee. However, the default posture of American companies about work from home has forever changed. It used to be no by default, and now everyone is maybe or possibly yes. So that's going to be a change that will stay with us for decades.
You also found that people really want to see action from their companies when it comes to diversity, right?
One of the defining moments of 2020 was the Black Lives Matter movement. And today, employees tell us they are unwilling to work for companies that don't take diversity and inclusion seriously. So one way companies are reacting is hiring chief diversity officers, actually building it right into their organizational structure. And that's a trend we're likely to see continue. I think employees are tired of promises and claims, and they want to see results.
So the report also found some really staggering numbers when it came to salaries. And this is for people who might choose to leave larger cities because they can now work from home and they're just going to do it from a smaller city. They expect actually to see a pay cut of up to 24%. Is that right?
That's right. You could see pay changes from 5% to 30% if you work remote and you choose to move to a new location. It depends on what your job is and where you choose to go. For example, a financial analyst in New York City, if they pick up and work remotely and relocate to Denver, they'd expect about a 9.5% lower pay in the long term. Now, your pay may not adjust overnight, not on day one. You might keep your pay exactly the same, and that would be great. But the reason why pay adjusts is because the labor market is different in different cities. You face different competitive pressure. So if you're an employee who relocates to Nome, Alaska, say, from New York City or from San Francisco, you have very different outside offers than you would have if you were in Seattle or Chicago. And so that competitive pressure will lead pay to adjust. However, it doesn't necessarily mean you're worse off. Pay is not the only thing that matters. Sometimes your overall lifestyle can be better, even if you take a slight pay cut.
Millions of Americans have lost their jobs or have been furloughed during this year. And I know you tracked which of these jobs are most impacted. So this includes audiologist, event coordinator, chef, and executive assistant. Not totally surprising, I guess. Are you seeing a theme amongst the jobs that are most impacted?
Yes, the jobs that are most impacted in the short run are anything related to personal services or anything in food services and restaurants or any discretionary healthcare like a physical therapist or an eye doctor. You can put those things off during a pandemic. Those will come back eventually. The jobs that I'm worried that may never come back are some jobs in administrative assistants and HR, because there's been a lot of automation and better technology tools developed in the last few years. And once companies start rehiring and rebuilding after the recession, they have a chance to rethink their workforces. They might choose to use technology and automation instead of hiring back these heads. So one area where I do think there is a real jobs boom coming and that will stay is e-commerce, all the way from software engineers and product managers, all the way through supply chain and logistics to delivery drivers who put boxes on people's front doors. There's been a huge shift toward e-commerce and online buying, and that's going to stay with us for many years, even after COVID is long gone.
Once we all eventually return to the office, how will work culture, you think, be changed?
Well, right now, the perks and benefits that the tech industry made famous, like the video games and the free lunches, those are all gone because everyone's working from home. But once people return to the office, I think companies will be acutely aware of what they've lost with people working from home. Soft interactions, emotional bonds between teams, people just hanging out in their free time and becoming friends. That's the kind of thing that makes teams resilient and more productive and just generally more innovative and spontaneous. So I think companies are really going to be rebuilding culture in a big way. And they're realizing that having a beautiful office space or just a few perks is not enough. Like that they need to actually have career opportunities, a mission that drives people together, and senior leaders that can be a role model who are beloved by employees, not an adversarial figure that demotivate.
All right. I have so many more questions. Unfortunately, we have to go. Glassdoor's chief economist, Dr. Andrew Chamberlain. Really great to have you on. Appreciate it.